he put it, college athletics has a not a revenue problem, but a spending problem.
Hey everyone, and welcome into TexAgs Rewind, presented by our friends at Specs. If you're looking to step up your cocktail game, get insider info on seasonal releases, or order online for same day delivery, just go to specsonline.com because the fun starts here. And we're here in the Rollo Insurance Studio. Look, I'm not going to turn this into Fox News, MSNBC, but Luke Evangelos, you went after me today, called me a very dark human being. And you didn't talk about my soul, which was, you were talking about, you think I tan.
Yeah.
You think I lay out and just tan and go to salons. And that really, what about me makes you feel that way?
You're just, I see, let me put this in a nice way.
Oh, in a nice way.
Yeah,
okay.
let me put it in a nice way. You work out, you like to show off, what you got. You wear the tight shirts, and rightfully so, you should. So I just wouldn't put it past you to, post lift. It's in your routine to, maybe sauna, hot tub, tanning bed. That's just like a natural progression. And I wouldn't, it wouldn't surprise me at all.
Let me ask you a question, just out of curiosity. What size shirt should a 5'10", 185-pound man wear?
Probably something bigger than schmedium.
Okay. All right. And you're wearing a super small and it's baggy on you. What does that say about you? Listen, Baby Gap, do not bring it here, okay?
All right, go. Yeah, okay, we're done. We're done with.
Okay.
Yeah, there's other people on this rewind that I think should speak.
Listen, Oshkosh Bagosh, can you, since you didn't send me what's on the rewind today, would you like to tell the people what's on the rewind?
Yeah, I'll tell you. We've got Ross Dellenger. He was great. As always. Chris Phillips, Shireen Williams, and our good friend OB.
All right, Wizard of Oz, thank you very much. Carson, what was your favorite part of the show?
Chris Phillips. I love Chris Phillips. I love SEC Unfiltered. I like his takes on relatively most things.
Really? So not Ross Dellenger. If I had to call Ross and tell him, hey, man, we voted on the show. And
you could tell him, hey, you're using too big words for our interns.
Oh, you did say that. You thought he was. You thought it was a little legal jargon for you. Check it out. It's the rewind. So number 4 on their list, and I'm going to give you their information in a moment. We'll get through it. Texas A&M.
Okay. Well, again, are they ranked? Are they rated?
ESPN's way too early rankings. Well, this is from January. Find the most recent one.
Their most recent one that ESPN released from their FPI has A&M as 14th.
Okay.
Is that too high for them?
Well, that SPI is different than actual ranking.
Yeah.
Right?
See if you can find the preseason ranking. But we'll move on.
I personally would not, and I would hope nobody will rank A&M. I like the stealth factor coming in.
Even if they're 24 or 25, I'd be fine with that.
Well, again, I've told you the reasons over and over.
Yeah.
If you could go win 7 games and be in a position to win all those in the fourth quarter last year with all the dysfunction that was going on, with the stability and the accountability, the actual accountability, not just the word salad of Jimbo, but the actual accountability, and the Tommy Moffitt influence, I think they're going to win more games than they did last year.
You had any conversations with Trev Albert since he took over at A&M? One of the reasons they hired him was because he could see the future coming and he had a plan laid out. What do you think about the job he can do here at A&M?
Yeah, I caught up with Trev a couple times in Destin at spring meetings. We discussed all the things we're talking about here. Just the issues that come with the added expense of $20 to $25 million, and that's just the cap. That doesn't even include a lot of the additional scholarships that schools will add for baseball, softball, and whatever else. So we discussed how to go about that, and as he put it, college athletics has a not a revenue problem, but a spending problem. And I think the first way to stop that is to slow spending and reduce expenses. And I think we see him doing that, already there. And Trev certainly has a good reputation among his peers, I think, for managing an athletic department. And I think he's one of the ADs that, especially given what already he's done there, is going to lay more of a path for potentially for how we might see other athletic departments handle all this.
Well, listen, I wasn't able to like dial into it in terms of the minutia of it, but holy smokes, everybody in college baseball watched that Texas game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everybody. I don't know what the ratings are going to end up being, but and we ended up watching at Chili's. Oh. That was our go-to place in Stillwater. Options are fairly limited. If the Republic or Fuego or somebody wants to branch out, may I suggest Stillwater, Oklahoma? There are needs in that town for restaurants of that stature. However, circling back, so what a great display for casual fans who get introduced to the sport of college baseball kind of on a tier. Right. And now we're getting to that tier where you're drawing people who go, holy smokes, that's cool. The bubbles, the fans behind left field, people hanging off the rafters. I think we got one ball 5 chant, unless I'm mistaken, in the Texas game. I think we only got one when I was watching. And I really wish it would have gone to a 2-0 count because it really ratchets up. But it's just that's what sells the sport. Is the atmosphere, the environment, the pageantry, the traditions, and mostly the idea and this feeling that you can feel like this game matters. That wasn't even a do or die game. And I was really hoping, just as a baseball fan and a viewer, that those two teams would have matched up again in a game 7. Because game 7s or game 3 this weekend, that's what you really grab the casual fan. Go, okay, this is it. I'm invested in this game. It's do or die. Somebody's winning. Somebody's season is ending if they don't win. But I thought Aggies represented themselves really well. I'm sure there was a ton of people watching last night, probably over 1 million people, which is a great number for a college baseball game. And it just looked like a ton of fun.
Texas A&M, wildly impressive. I wouldn't call it a ho-hum weekend because that game against Texas on Saturday night was as intense as you'll see across college baseball. But I thought outside of that one, man, Aggies did what I thought they would do, took care of their business. And I was really impressed, too, with the Sunday night game against Louisiana. I thought if there was anybody in that regional that could pull an upset, I thought it was them. And, A&M just disposes of them. So Aggies did what I thought they would do. And certainly that game against Texas was the highlight. That was a heck of a game.
Talking to Chris Phillips, SEC Unfiltered here on TexAgs Radio. So from an A&M Texas perspective, that game was must-watch television if you're into college baseball. I even heard from people that aren't into baseball because of the rivalry. If that is just a glimpse, I mean, by the way, it's more than a glimpse because for Texas and A&M, that game, you do not want to lose the game too, right? That puts you in the worst possible position. But I felt like you could feel the energy level, even if you were, I was there in person, but you could feel it even if you were watching on television.
Yeah, David, I mentioned this on social media that I don't know. After watching that game, and I know it's a postseason game against Texas, so that's the best of the best, one of the best environments you'll see there. But I don't know why Bluebell Park isn't mentioned more so with the elites of the elites. And I know it doesn't hold 10,000 like Duty Noble and Alex Box, and I get that. But watching that environment, I think the other thing, too, that makes Texas A&M really cool, and I haven't gotten the opportunity yet to experience Bluebell in person. That will change at some point. But all the different traditions, right? The ball 5, I think I tweeted cue the bubbles more than a couple of times this past weekend with all the home runs that were being launched. So, I mean, you pair that all together with a passionate fan base that's smart, that knows the game of baseball. And, I mean, it was raucous, man. That was as an electric environment as I've seen all season long. And I saw some other people talking about it as well. And so I saw that and I was like, and I don't know why we don't talk about Bluebell Park more with some of these best ballparks and most intimidating atmosphere. So you knew Texas A&M fans would show up. And, David, I saw this just before we jumped on, somebody posting about that the tickets sold out for this weekend within a minute, the tickets that were available. So demand is high. It's going to be another raucous environment this weekend for sure.
All right, Mr. Stein, tell the people.
Like, comment, subscribe, share, and just do that repeatedly until you don't feel like doing it anymore.
By the way, Luke, I'm going to get back on the same page with you because this shocked me. Carson said he did not know that Double Dave's had a song. How's that even possible if you've listened to this show over the last 5 years?
It's honestly ingrained in my mind. Carson must not be listening because it's always That's all I hear. Every time it hits 10:45, I just know it's coming.
By the way, thanks to Specs and Rollo. See you next time.